What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? Sean here with S&S Serpentarium. I've got my spotted python out here. She's looking gorgeous. She's really starting to fill out now and get that adult girth on her. Still a small snake though. Alright, so I'm making this video today in response to something I actually saw on social media. It was a retic. It was being kept outside, and the caption was, "Friends don't let friends keep retics or snakes in small enclosures," which is great. You know, they've got a big enclosure and stuff. But that retic was fat, really, really fat. So I called him out on it, and I said, look, that snake is seriously overweight. I said I'd be surprised if it lives another 5 years. And the guy got really defensive about it. He got really defensive about it. And he had a lot of his fanboys and stuff jump on the bandwagon and, start giving me shit, saying, oh yeah, what have you ever done for the hobby and stuff like that. This guy's a pioneer. Let's see your enclosure sizes and that sort of stuff, but that wasn't even the point that I was making. The point that I was making is that snake was overweight. It was nothing to do with, whether I've done more than him in the hobby or not. Nothing to do with that at all. I obviously haven't, right? He's been around for longer. I'm not going to say the guy's name. But if you're on social media, you may know who it is I'm referring to already. But that brings me to my point, is certain people in the reptile hobby, for him it's an industry because he's making fat stacks. He's making that mansion type money. Yeah, he's making that mansion type money, so for him it's not really a hobby. It's an industry. But my point is in this hobby, doesn't matter how long you've been in it, doesn't matter how long, how many things you've done for the hobby, how many books you've written or anything like that, no one is above criticism. No one. Doesn't matter. If you're doing something wrong, you need to be told. Okay? It's a really dangerous precedent to set. That people, if they've been in the hobby a long time, they can't be criticized. That's a really dangerous precedent to set, I think. And at the end of the day, that dude wouldn't have been told. He said the retic was perfectly healthy. It really wasn't. You could see by it was a fat retic, and there's a lot of fat retics about. I'm not saying otherwise, but that's not the point. The point is that if you're in that position that guy was in, you should be setting an example. And you can't go run into your fanboys, asking them to defend you when really, you need to own up to what you've done and admit that you're in the wrong rather than defending it to the tooth. Claiming that retic is a healthy weight, and then other people seeing that and them doing the same, and then you're just perpetuating the problem. I've seen other snake YouTubers, I'm not going to name any names, but I've found a few of them that are really hypocritical. I can be quite hypocritical on times, right? I'm not saying otherwise. I always bash ball pythons, and I keep quite a few years, so I'm I'm not great about it either, but like they're saying certain things and stuff like, oh yeah, you should never do this, you should never do this, this whatever, and then they go ahead and do it then. So it's kind of funny. You do see a lot of that in the hobby, but you do have to remember though, guys, right? It doesn't matter how much you like a certain person, a certain hobbyist, whether they're famous or not, whether they've written 10 books or whether they've been in the hobby for 5 minutes. No one is above criticism, and no one is below praise. You got to remember that as well. Like, if you know a bad keeper and they're trying to do things better, then they need to be praised for that, yeah. you know, you can't continue to bash them when they're trying to do better and trying to better themselves in the hobby, because people do change, people do grow, and it's important to remember that. So thanks for tuning in and listening to me ramble on. I hope you've enjoyed it, and just, you know, just remember when you're on social media and stuff, like, you know, try not to try not to let it influence your decisions on how you keep. You know, make sure you do your own research and stuff like that, whether it be books or the internet or whatever. But don't take everything that you see on social media with as gospel, because there's a lot of idiots out there, including myself. I'm a complete moron. There's a lot of idiots out there that'll tell you certain things, and you know, I'll show you certain things, and it's not the way to do things. You know, like, I've seen a lot of people as well do things like, if a snake's got a stuck eye cap, they'll use tape, like sellotape or duct tape or whatever, to get the eye cap off. I really don't rate that at all. But you know, whatever. Whatever, people will do what they want to do, and there's no stopping them. But just think twice before you start doing stuff like that. You know, if you don't think something is a good idea, then probably look into it further. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.